Are you someone who constantly says, "I'll do it tomorrow," but somehow tomorrow never seems to come? Whether it's studying for that exam, working on your fitness goals, or tackling that big work project, procrastination can keep us from achieving what we're truly capable of. But don't worry, you're not alone. Procrastination is something almost everyone struggles with. And today, I'm going to share with you some powerful strategies to help you break free from this cycle, so you can start reaching your goals faster than ever. If you're ready to transform your productivity and take charge of your life, let's dive right in. Section 1. Understanding procrastination. It's not just laziness. Let's start by understanding what procrastination really is. So often, people think that procrastination is just about being lazy. But in reality, it's not that simple. Procrastination is often tied to emotions like fear, anxiety, and even the fear of failing. When we procrastinate, we're not just avoiding the task. We're actually avoiding uncomfortable feelings that come with it. For example, let's say you have a big presentation at work or a huge project you need to tackle. The pressure to do well can make the task seem overwhelming, and that fear of messing up or not performing perfectly can make you want to put it off. So instead of starting, you might scroll on your phone, watch TV, or even do chores to avoid those stressful feelings. Sound familiar? This emotional avoidance is really common, and it's one of the main reasons we keep putting things off. But here's the catch. While we might feel some temporary relief from avoiding the task, the stress of knowing we still have to do it only grows. So today, let's break that cycle with some practical strategies to tackle procrastination at its root. Section 2. Recognizing your personal procrastination triggers. The first step to overcoming procrastination is recognizing what triggers it for you personally. Everyone's different, so it's helpful to start paying attention to when, where, and why you procrastinate. Maybe you notice that you always put off tasks after lunch when your energy dips. Or maybe you find yourself procrastinating on certain types of tasks, like anything that feels boring or repetitive. Try keeping a procrastination log for a few days. Every time you catch yourself delaying something, jot down what you were supposed to be doing, why you avoided it, and what you did instead. This exercise can help you spot patterns in your behavior and identify specific triggers that lead to procrastination. For example, if you find that you tend to procrastinate when you're at a cluttered desk, that's a sign that your environment might be contributing to the problem. Or if you procrastinate on challenging tasks in the afternoon, maybe you're more focused in the morning and should schedule difficult tasks then. Being aware of your personal triggers is key because once you know them, you can start to adjust your habits or environment to minimize those triggers. Another common trigger is negative self-talk. Sometimes we tell ourselves things like, "This is too hard," or "I'll never finish this," which only makes us want to avoid the task more. Instead, try to catch yourself and shift your mindset by saying, "I'll just get started and see how it goes." Section 3. Starting with the 5-minute rule. One of the most effective techniques for beating procrastination is called the 5-minute rule. This is a game changer for those moments when a task feels overwhelming or you just don't feel like doing it. The idea is simple. Commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes. Just 5. If you feel like stopping after that, no problem, you can move on. But here's the trick. Often, just getting started is the hardest part. Once you've broken the initial resistance, you'll find it easier to keep going. Let's say you have a big report to write, and you've been avoiding it all day. Set a timer for 5 minutes and tell yourself you'll just work on it until the timer goes off. You might find that once you're into it, the task doesn't seem as bad as you thought, and you're able to keep going. The 5-minute rule works because it takes advantage of something called the Zeigarnik effect, a psychological phenomenon where we're more likely to remember unfinished tasks. When you start something, your brain wants to complete it, so you're more likely to keep going. Next time you're feeling that resistance, give it a try. Section 4. Break down your goals and set tiny milestones. Another big reason we procrastinate is because our goals seem too big or too complex. When we think about the whole task, it feels overwhelming and we don't know where to start. But by breaking down your goals into smaller, manageable tasks, you can make progress without feeling stressed or intimidated. For example, if your goal is to write a book, that's a massive undertaking. Instead of focusing on the whole project, break it down into smaller steps like outline the first chapter, write 300 words, or edit page 1. These bite-sized tasks are much easier to tackle, and each one brings you a step closer to completing your goal. Here's a tip. Reward yourself each time you finish a small milestone. Our brains love rewards, and this positive reinforcement creates a habit loop that makes you more likely to keep going. So instead of only celebrating when the whole project is done, enjoy those small victories along the way. Section 5. Create a productive environment. Our environment can have a huge impact on our ability to stay focused. If your workspace is cluttered or full of distractions, it's much easier to procrastinate. Think about it. If your desk is messy or your phone is constantly buzzing, you're probably going to struggle to stay on task. Take a few minutes to create a workspace that encourages focus. This could mean clearing away clutter, turning off notifications, or even playing some soft background music, if that helps you concentrate. When your environment supports you, staying on task becomes so much easier. Another idea is to have a designated work area. When you sit down in that space, your mind knows it's time to work. This helps reinforce a habit of focus, and before you know it, procrastination starts to fade. Section 6. Embrace accountability and public commitments. Accountability is one of the most powerful tools for overcoming procrastination. When we know that someone else is counting on us or expecting results, we're much more likely to follow through. For example, you could find an accountability partner, someone who also has a goal, and you both agree to check in with each other weekly. It's harder to procrastinate when you know you'll have to update someone on your progress. Another option is to make a public commitment. You could share your goal on social media or tell your family and friends what you're working on. When other people know about it, there's a sense of social accountability that can be a great motivator to keep you moving forward. Section 7. Reward progress to train your brain. Rewards play a huge role in building positive habits. When you reward yourself for completing a task, no matter how small, you're training your brain to associate productivity with positive outcomes. This dopamine release makes you more likely to tackle tasks in the future. Remember, rewards don't have to be big. Something as simple as taking a 5-minute walk, enjoying a snack, or watching a short video can be enough. By celebrating each step forward, you're reinforcing that taking action feels good. Section 8. Shift your mindset from perfection to progress. Finally, let's talk about the perfection trap. A lot of people procrastinate because they're waiting for the perfect moment, or feel like everything has to be flawless. But this mindset can keep you stuck, waiting indefinitely. Instead of aiming for perfection, try to focus on making progress. Remind yourself that it's better to complete something imperfectly than to do nothing at all. Perfectionism can be paralyzing, but small, consistent progress is powerful. Just showing up and taking action every day, even if it's not perfect, will get you much further than waiting for ideal conditions. With these strategies, you now have the tools to break free from procrastination and start making real progress toward your goals. Remember, overcoming procrastination isn't something you do overnight. It's a journey. But with small, consistent steps, you're well on your way to achieving amazing things. If this video has helped you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content to help you reach your full potential. And in the comments, share one task you're going to tackle today. Let's support each other on this journey.